Without a doubt, the direction of the world's power balance has shifted east in recent years. The modern world has undergone significant change as a result of the emergence of China and India, whether those changes be political, economic, demographic, or sociological. With their massive populations and abundant resources, both countries now wield a level of global power not seen since the middle of the 19th century. And both China and India's recent tremendous economic growth, since 1978 and 1990, respectively, have contributed to Asia's ascent to previously unheard-of levels of prosperity. Although many want to highlight the similarities between India and China, the contrasts are more significant. Number 10. China is a one-party dictatorship, while India is the largest parliamentary democracy in the world. While China's reforms led to the creation of a command economy with a false free market, India's reforms reduced the size of state-run industries. China has attempted to oppose the capitalist West while India has courted it. Number 9. The People's Republic of China was established in 1949 when the Communist Party took power and launched a disastrous program of state-led industrialization. The Great Leap Forward, Mao Zedong's most ambitious initiative, sought to expand China more quickly than Stalin did the USSR. The state compelled peasants to start manufacturing steel in backyard furnaces and collectivized farmland. Number 8. By enabling peasants to leave collective agriculture and farm their own land, the Communist Party undermined its effectiveness. To slow down the population increase, it introduced the one-child policy in 1979. Number 7. In order to test out market-driven policies, the Chinese government developed special economic zones and approved the Shanghai Stock Exchange's debut in 1990. Over the following 10 years, China also took moves to increase the yuan's convertibility, allowing for a far wider range of trade. Number 6. By 2006, the private economy's share of the GDP had finally surpassed that of the public economy. Since 2012, President Xi Jinping has been in charge of China, which has continued to grow economically. China, however, continues to be a repressive one-party dictatorship notwithstanding its progress toward economic reform. Number 5. State-run enterprises in China continue to dominate the economy and exercise enormous authority. Chinese corporate debt, which accounts for 165% of the country's GDP, is a major worry, but Western pundits sometimes overlook the fact that much of it is easily cancelable by the government, particularly obligations to domestic financial institutions like state-run banks. Number 4. Since 1947, when India gained independence from the UK, its economic history has mostly been one of turmoil. Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister, passionately defended socialist economic principles. He and his successors established a wide range of incredibly ineffective state-owned businesses that had an impact on all important industries, including mining, transportation, and telecommunications. Number 3. In 1991, all of these economic problems came to a head. The central bank was unable to keep India's currency pegged to the dollar after years of trade deficits. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, dropped to a point where it could only afford to cover 3 weeks' worth of imports. India opted to let its currency float after receiving emergency loans from the International Monetary Fund, which caused the rupee to decline in value and made Indian exports more competitive. Number 2. Since Rao, prime leaders of India have successfully pushed through more privatization of ineffective state-owned firms and opened the nation to foreign direct investment, regardless of their political party. Only 1.2 million of the 520 million people employed worldwide still work for state-owned companies. Since 1991, the Indian economy has performed successfully. Since the reforms, India's real GDP per capita has increased by 3.5 times, making it the third largest economy in the world when evaluated in terms of buying power parity. Number 1. China has demonstrated a notable level of assertiveness abroad. China seems to be establishing itself as a rival powerhouse to the capitalist West, whether it is through its territorial disputes with Vietnam, the Philippines, Japan, and South Korea or its sponsorship of the One Belt One Road plan across Eurasia. On the other hand, India has gotten close to the nations that it once proudly ignored. India had a significant role in creating the Non-Aligned Movement, a group of countries opposed to both American and Soviet hegemony, in the 1950s and 1960s. The world is watching as both China and India experience fast development. India and China have largely diverged from each other despite originally adopting socialist economics in the middle of the 20th century. While India transitions to a more conventional free market system, China adopts a command economy and occasionally uses capitalism. We don't yet know what impact this will have on the entire world. But the greatest development in the global political economy of the 21st century will undoubtedly be the emergence of China and India. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. See you in the next video.